Michael Goodman, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, thank you.
Now, I think the app that we're going to speak about today is so helpful for so many young people because choosing what you want to do with your life is certainly a big decision.
Definitely, but I think we need to look at it as more than just young people. I think older people could actually benefit from it as well because it goes beyond just choosing a subject but actually investigating careers and options.
In fact, it's really personalized and tailored to the user. So
That's it.
As I understand it, I would put in interests, competencies, and it would really be able to help me in that regard.
That's it. So you can choose one of three ways of working. The first way is to do a few little tests. That'll give you a good sense of your interests, your competencies, and that'll guide you to a particular field which would be a good place for you to start looking, for example, health sciences or something like that. And then from there you'd be able to isolate a career that you think is something that you want to look into. From there you can get information about what you need to study, what subjects you need.
Now, so I think there is probably a bit of a misconception that it is only for students, but really any South African, anybody could find this very useful.
I think so, definitely, because I mean it doesn't matter how old you are, your interests are going to still guide you to where you're going. And I think what's really useful as well is that once you're in the app you can see are there any jobs available for that field. It's a live link to Careers 24, so you get the sense of, okay, well, I'm interested in becoming a veterinarian assistant, are there jobs available?
Interestingly, I heard from an HR practitioner recently that most people will change careers 3 times in their working life, and this is a way to help people to guide them a bit.
That's it. I mean, admittedly, we did start it ready for school kids, and it's got 2 sort of levels to it. One for the younger people, grade 8, grade 9, so they're looking at career choice from subject perspective, like what subjects should I be studying, and then for learners from grade 10 to 12. But yeah, anybody is welcome to use it.
Tell us about the thinking behind creating the app. I know that many hours go into the development of an app. What was at the front of the minds of the developers working on Career Campus?
Okay, well, it started off within our company in terms of being an educational publisher. We were looking at an app that would be able to be useful for learners at school level. And life skills is an area that is not well taken care of, I think. So for us to go into a life orientation field in terms of the app was a good option. And from there it was about deciding what's going to be the most effective. So we worked with some teachers to get a sense of how they would be teaching it in class, and then found a way to make it digital.
I think there are lots of parents who are nervous about their children inputting information into an application on a mobile device. Talk to us about some of the safety procedures and what happens to your information when you input it onto Career Campus.
Okay, well, the nice thing is that the information is kept within the actual device itself. We do not take any of that information other than basic login details, which is your name and your password, so that if necessary you can unlock it. But that's it, so we don't know anything about the person, and we kept it specifically like that because we didn't want any issues of privacy or anything like that.
So I don't need to worry about putting in a certain interest and then having somebody phone me up. You know, it always happens like that. You shop for something online, somebody phones you because your information's been shared.
Yeah, no sharing of information at all. And it's because we're working with young people particularly. And the only reason we decided to go with the login is so that you can have multiple logins, because in schools it's not always going to be possible that every child has a smartphone or a tablet. So you can use one device with many learners if necessary, and each can log in and get their own results.
Now, Michael, what I find absolutely extraordinary about this was when I was in school, which wasn't that long ago, there was a person, a career counselor, who you'd have to make an appointment with, and you'd sit with him and her and fill out forms for days. I remember this fat stack of forms having to fill out what I was interested in, what I was good at. But really, this compacts all of that, and it's the same type of process. It's helping you refine your interests and competencies.
You're still going to answer lots and lots of questions. I think it takes a good while to work through the questions, and I think you need to be able to do that. We make the very important point, this is not to replace a psychometrist testing. It's a well-defined set of questions that will give you some guidance, but it doesn't necessarily replace that. So I think that's an important distinction. But you will be able to get the sort of career guidance you would get from your school teacher, definitely.
So you would be able then to do this type of assessment and then go and speak to your psychometrist afterwards or even before for more guidance.
If you needed to, yeah. But you would be able to pretty much know where you're going based upon what you get out of the test results.
tell us where we can find it.
Okay, it's available in 3 places. It's available on the Google Play Store, it's available on the App Store, and it's free, but it's also available on web so that you can use it from a normal browser, careercompass.viaafrica.com, and then you can use it in both English and Afrikaans, and free across all the different devices.